Hello again. So this is my third bearish or fourth bearish execution of the day. I did hit shorts to the left before this pullback, and now this is on a fresh Apex PA, a fresh Apex funded account. Um, so you're going to see me be less conservative in the sense of stop placement. It's going to be very aggressive, hard stops, and I'm going to take profits where possible. So coming into this execution, it's about 11. Coming into the lunch macro, I'm open to the possibility that over 12 a.m. it could go bullish and some type of bullish setup could be made. But for that to happen, there has to be that manipulation leg downwards. And I'm inclined to trade that. And I'm also bearish on the day, as you can see from if you watched my previous execution that I uploaded on here about a couple of hours ago. So the range highlighted is the new day opening gap on the regular trading hours tab, which you can't see now because I have ETH flagged up, and the fib is purely on the 1 minute range. I'm looking for a premium level, so 0.62 or 0.75 to get ticked. I'm also eyeing consequent encroachment, which is that halfway line of that bar, and I'm looking for both of those confluences to be active, as well as a confirmation which would be relative to the 15-second, but on the 1 minute it would be sort of a failure to displace at the range that is created by the CE, whether above or slightly below. I want it to wick into CE, make a range, and then displace downwards. And throughout that process, I'll enter in very aggressively. But whilst I'm sort of watching this trade execution, I sort of just want to talk a little bit about psychology and trading progression, my trading progression. So far in this all-time high climate that everyone is saying is difficult to trade in, etc., I've been passing fundeds pretty much every week. Every week I've been passing fundeds, but I still haven't been able to get payout. Why? It's because I'm rushing the payout process. And I find myself over leveraging and allowing things to happen that I know should not happen. I know how to trade, I know how to win trades, I know how to manage trades, and I've done it over a long time period. For like this particular time period in general, there is a lot of improbability in what's happening. But if you have let's say you have a system, you have a set system, like let's say you only trade silver bullet, you have to be careful at what time you're using that, and you have to be very specific. The way I trade is more discretionary. I'm aware of so many ICT entry models that the entry model isn't the problem. The problem is determining the correct bias every single trade I take. Now in these trades, for example, today I've taken a total of 4 trades. I've won two, lost two, on different accounts, mind you. On this PA, this fresh PA, I activated it earlier on today. Um, I wasn't gonna make the same mistakes that I've made prior, and it comes down to, knowing how to trade and still having that conviction, even after blowing so many fund accounts. It's your conviction as to your belief in yourself and your belief in your system, how you look at the markets and what's going to happen. Losses are inevitable. It's how you handle those losses and if you decide to stop on the day or continue for the day. Me, I can take a loss, manage that loss well, and then hop into the next trade, risking the exact same amount due to my previous data. I know in a day I'm gonna hit 50% of the trades that I take. Let's say I take 4 trades, I'm gonna win two of those trades. It's about maximizing those winners and having a stop placement that is smart enough. As you can see here, I entered purely based on that bullish candle before this bearish one that's just gone down now. It failed to close above the wick of the left, so I aggressively entered, as well as additional confluences and my daily bias being short. But we're not here to necessarily talk about the trade that you see in the background. But as to what I was saying, it's how motivated are you? How many losses are you willing to take? How many fundeds are you willing to blow? How much opportunity are you going to give yourself to achieve what others have achieved in this trading space? Things like strategy, risk, psychology, all concepts that are widely talked about. How much do they apply to your current situation, and how much do you let them apply to your current situation? These are all, how can I say it in a way it makes sense? The common things that we address in trading, it's very hard to know which ones apply to you, apply to who you are, and how you trade. You have to find yourself in these markets. And whilst you're finding yourself, you have to stay motivated. You have to open yourself up to the reality that you will lose a lot of money before you make a lot of money. Reality such as your psychology doesn't matter if you don't know how to trade your edge. These are things that people don't talk about. But your psychology doesn't matter unless you have a proven system, or unless you are the proven system and have proved yourself in the markets long enough to be able to have a theoretical or physical data pool to show that you are the edge, and that when you trade, if you trade like me and you're discretionary, knowing how much of the time you're going to be successful in your positions. Today, my win rate is 50%. I've won two trades, I've lost two trades. I average about a 50% win rate, and my bias or my draw is usually correct. Out of all the times I open a chart at any time, about 80 to 90% of the time I'm correct about the draw. Now, why am I struggling to get payouts? It's because of impatience, over leveraging, moving stops, doing habits that I know I should not be doing. But I have that self-awareness. And now I've reached a transitional period where I'm just passing funded, passing funded. Every other day I'm passing a funded account. And when I pass this PA that I'm trading now currently, from this trade from today that you can see in the background, I'm not going to do those things. And I'm going to record most of the trades that I can record, showing how we should be doing trades, how we should be managing trades, showing my transition from this period of what I call chart profitable, but not prop firm profitable. And by chart profitable, I mean I'm on the charts in regards to trades and executions. I'm profitable, but I'm not profitable with prop firms due to things like adhering to consistency rules, over leveraging at times. My edge is within allowing drawdown. My name is more drawdown for a reason. I allow drawdown, I have conservative stops. But maybe that's a big reason as to why I'm failing to move long term. And that might be just simply because of one, two unfortunate trades. We can level it down to those are losing trades that others wouldn't have took, and they were poor quality trades. The difference that we see here on this trade is high quality trade, good stop placement, follows my bias, my daily conviction. I'm not sitting through chop like the other trade. I'm allowing myself to be risk free. And it's very good for your psychology. It's a good way to trade these props. If you're struggling to get funded, it's very simple. Go to a one step, find a one step prop firm, over leverage, and look to hit it in one or two trades. Rinse and repeat the process. Getting payouts, you need a more consistent framework. Even if you trade like me, which is very discretionary, you need it to be a consistent framework to operate discretionary. The way I manage my trades is I can use any entry model. I just need confirmations on my direction. That's all I need. And confirmations for my direction come from me seeing patterns within reversal models. For example, here we have a pullback. I shorted to the left, and then when it pulled back, I waited to short again. I saw my confirmations in that bullish leg up for me to go short. For example, to the left of this execution now, as you can see, I took off 50% of the trade. Good management, but to the left, we had low resistance liquidity build up before we hit CE. Price went up, swept all that low resistance liquidity. We went into premium and touched CE, had a failure to properly displace above, so I aggressively entered in. My experience on the charts allow me to be comfortable with losing and entering hard like this. Even though I may not have necessarily lost today, but such a long history of losing and blowing fundeds. Well, this month anyway, just been getting fundeds and blowing them. And I'm confident in my ability to execute. The issues that I need to sort out are psychological because I've reached that stage of that's the barrier to me being long-term profitable. But anyway, in this PM, I'm not going to do that. But anyway, I've blabbered on for a bit too long now with that little rant there. But just to let you know where I'm at, I'm chart profitable, not payout profitable. But I will be getting to payout profitable, and I'm sure of that. And I'm sure I'm going to do it on this account. The reason is I'm approaching this account very differently, and this is all going to be recorded. So we're going to see how this happens. To everyone sort of out there, or anyone sort of watching this video, just don't give up on your trading. Have confidence in yourself and be very relentless. That's the word. Believe that you will, and eventually you will. Give yourself enough time and you will. If you're struggling to pass evals, you will eventually. Just change your approach. If you're struggling to win trades consistently, you will eventually. Just find your edge and how you want to trade. Anyway, coming into the trade here, back into the trade, I cashed out 50% when I was floating 1.2. So that was about 600 that I cashed out, 700. Moved my buy stops down aggressively. We had this fair value gap. I was sure it was going to work. In hindsight, just check the markets now. It did, in fact, pull back, and now we have an afternoon consolidation during this 12 p.m. But anyway, I wasn't going to sit there and find out if that fair value gap was going to work after being fully repriced. So I placed my stop on top and I let price take me out to make a profit of 1K on the day on that PA. In terms of objectives now for this account, it's adhering to the consistency rule that Apex has, which is 50%. And I'm working my way up to 3.6K, I believe. And then I'm going to take a max payout. And then with that max payout, I'm going to buy 4 PAs or 4 Apex accounts. I'm going to copy trade all those four accounts. I'm going to pass them all. Or I'm going to keep going until I have a minimum 4 passed, whilst also trading this funded account separately from the evals. And then you're going to see me back here creating another video. I'm not going to do a payout video, nothing like that. But I'm also a psychology video. Anyway, have a good one. That's my yapping for the day.